Good morning, everybody. Man, that coffee's hot. Hope you all doing well today. Happy Thursday. This week is just flying by, I'm telling you. Let's see who we got in here this morning. Lonnie's here. Good morning. Troy's here. Good morning. Thank you for the thumbs up, Troy. Darren Bird's in the house. Good morning, Darren. Mark Lindsay says, morning, y'all. Cloudy and 54 right now, looking at 80 for a high today in southern Oregon. That sounds pretty good. Well, I have a big storm today is what they're saying. It's overcast and kind of blah looking. I guess this afternoon we're going to have a big old storm roll through. Marcelo's here. Good morning. David Burnett. Rainy and cool here in the Ozarks. All right. Clyde's here. Good morning, Clyde. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought we just started this week, but it's already Thursday. Monroe Cook's in the house. Good morning. Sean's here. Good morning, Sean. Gary Hammett. Good morning. George says, good morning to the copy sessions 490. Yep. And Kevin Else is here. Good morning, Kevin. And Jim Senecola snuck in here. Cloudy and humid. Storm's coming this afternoon. Yeah. Here's my favorite solar man. Hope you're doing well this morning, buddy. He's still having some issues with that arm, I guess. So hope you get feeling better. Get you some good drugs and all that stuff. I had a pretty expensive day yesterday. I told y'all I had to go check my water heater. And I didn't really know exactly how old that thing was, but it was really old. I knew it's been the one that was in there when I bought this house, and I've been here just a little over 15 years. So I knew it's probably at least 15, 16, 17 years old or something like that. Well, I went out there to check it out. Tried to light the pilot light. Couldn't get the pilot light to even come on for nothing. So I thought for about 2 seconds and thought, well, I'm not fooling with this thing. I'll call my guys and have them come check it out. So I call them and talk to the guy, and he says, well, can you give me the serial number off the thing? And mine had the people before me or somebody had put on one of those insulation blanket things. So it was all a mess because being out and around that router where it's dusty, it was covered in dust and stuff. Anyway, so I had to cut it off enough to where I could find the label. And the water heater itself, because of that blanket being on it, it looked like brand new. I mean, but when I read the serial number to the guy, he goes, oh yeah, he goes, that thing's 22 years old. And I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty amazing, because I think they usually tell you 10 to 12, maybe 15, if you're lucky, that those things will last. But yeah, so that was 22 years old. And he says, I don't think you're going to want to put a couple $100 into something that's already that old and probably going to crap out on you or start leaking or something. And I said, let's go ahead and figure on a new one. So I got a brand new one. And those guys were amazing. Of course, I guess if you do it all the time, you get good at stuff. But it got to be about, I don't know, 4:30, 4:45, something like that. And I'm thinking, well, I hadn't even heard from that guy. So looks like they're, because I didn't know if they were going to be able to fit me in or not. And I thought, well, They'll probably just come tomorrow. And then right before 5 o'clock, the guy called and he says, "Yeah," he says, "if it's still okay to come, we're ready to come by." And I said, "Yeah, I'm here. Come on." And I'd already moved some stuff to kind of clear them a good path because I know how pain it is to try to squeeze in there with a big heavy water heater. So I'd moved some stuff. Still haven't moved it back. I got to go out there and move it back this morning. But anyway, those guys got here probably just before 5 p.m. There was two of them. And man, they tag teamed that thing and drained the old one, cut the stuff, the pipes, and hauled it off. Another van from the same company pulled up, and I guess his job was to take the old tank off because they threw it in his van, and he took off with it. And then they pulled the new one out, and I mean, really in less than an hour, or right at an hour, I guess, they had that thing back up and going. So I'm like, holy cow. I would have, if I'd have tried to do that myself, one, I'd probably never manage to do it, pick that thing up and because mine sets up, there's like a little platform that makes it stick up about 18 inches. So you don't have to squat down to light the pilot light. But yeah, I'd have had trouble getting it lifted up on there. But those guys knocked it out, did a good job. I had a super hot shower this morning. It was pretty awesome. So, hate to spend that money, but I should be good. Well, the way things are going for me, I figure that one will outlive me. So, should be good there. George says, "Watch your Design Spark program yesterday. It's pretty good. Thanks for putting it out there." Yeah, it's really like I said, that one was pretty easy to do, but you have to kind of really dig to. That's the only problem with some of the. I don't think there's anything with that Design Spark that's really hard to do. It's just, if you don't know where to dig to find it, you'd be digging a while, I guess. But I dug around and found, figured out how to do it. So there you go. Now you can draw stuff, make it look like wood, metal, whatever you want. Wilson says, what have they got here? Wilson's here. Good morning. He says 5+ inches here, finally moving out. I guess he's talking about rain. George says Design Spark is getting interesting. Yeah, I like it, especially because it's free. That's why I think a lot of people should at least take a look at it, because you can't beat free. Client says you're not allowed to DIY here. Need a gas license to install. Yeah. There's just some things, some guys are, they're they live and breathe that DIY stuff. I'm not so much. I know that some things are just better off left to the guys that do it day in, day out. And to me, plumbing is, unless it's something simple like, I fixed the thing on my toilet the other day, but that's no big deal. You go buy a thing from the hardware store and bring it home, swap it out. That's no big deal. But, when you got sweat pipes and, dealing with natural gas and all that stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'll leave that to the professionals. So, and of course they did, since mine was so old, it did not have that other little tank. I think they call it an expansion tank. I'm not sure what that thing does, but apparently anything that's put in after such and such a date has to have that is part of to get everything up to code. So I had to get that too. So, like I said, you can't beat it. They come in, I pointed them to the thing. I said, okay, right, right there it is. I'll be in the house. Knock on the door if you need anything. And I come back here and was piddling around stuff. And like I said, right at an hour later, he knocked on the door. He said, yeah, you're all good. He says, you wait probably about an hour, before you take a shower. So I said, well, all right, that'll be good. So I did have to, when I tested it at the sink, because they'd had everything disconnected, there was a bunch of air in the line, and then it came out real muddy looking or something there for the first few minutes, but I let it run and got that cleared out. So all is well there. So yeah, it worked good. Had a good hot shower this morning. So I was grateful for that. Although, like I said, I wasn't ready to spend that money. Of course, I'm never ready to spend money, so I guess it don't matter. I mean, you can't take it with you, right? You can always make more. So, all right, Lonnie says, oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Lonnie says, I won a drone online a couple of years ago. The past 2 days have been recording videos of the neighborhood, something different to do. Oh, so you're spying on your neighbors, huh? They'll love that. I'm just kidding. I love drone footage. I love seeing it. Mark says, with me, the hardest part of DIY is knowing when not to. Yeah. Well, I guess as I've gotten older, when you're younger and, your health is better and all that, you just think, I can do that. I can save money and do that. And a lot of times I used to tackle stuff as a necessity because I didn't have the money to do it. So it's like, well, if I don't try to do it myself, it's not going to get done. So I would jump right in and, research it. Of course, way back then there wasn't YouTube videos, so you couldn't watch stuff. But these days it's a little different because most, right off the bat, when something happens, I'm like, I don't even want to do it. So I'm not really, and plus I feel like my time is a lot more valuable now than what it used to be. So when I think about just like this water heater, I'm thinking, well, if I'd have done it, it might take me all day to do it. These two guys come, they knock it out in an hour. So yeah, there's a reason they make that good money, because they come in and they do a good job. So get it knocked out. There's no telling how many they had changed out, that day. But yeah, Mark says, that's the problem. I still think I can do it. I only figured it out about halfway through. See, that's why I've learned it. Maybe you'll get this way, Mark. You need to spend a lot of time sitting around thinking about it first. That's what I do. I spend days sometimes thinking about something. Then I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just going to get somebody else to do this. But yeah, there's not much I want to do now. I mean, if it's something that can be done where the physical part of it is pretty easy, and the thinking part too, because I don't want to have to learn, just like that 3D printer thing. When I started watching all those videos, and I'm like, good Lord, I don't want to become a Marlin programmer, because for one, I know I'm so forgetful. Whatever I learn to fix that one, I'll forget about it 2 days later. So I just don't want to spend that kind of time to learn it. I just want it simple. Just buy something, you put it together, turn it on, and it works. And that's what did happen originally, but then I screwed it up, or something screwed it up when I was trying to install that thing. But I'll eventually get that right. Oh, and by the way, if I lean this way, you see my box right here. The new one came in yesterday, but I um, didn't even open the box. I might try to put it together today. It only take about maybe 30 minutes to put together. So I'm hoping, with fingers crossed, that when I put that one together and fire it up, that it has the exact same firmware and everything is just like the other one, because I bought it from the same company, and it was only about 6 weeks ago that I bought that first one. I hadn't really had that first one that long. So I'm hoping that, they haven't changed a bunch of stuff and all that, but we'll see. I'll maybe get it out and fire it up today and see. All right. Ryan says the orthopedic doctor was just in here. Looks like I'm hanging out for another day or two. So, all right. I guess you got to do what they say. Maybe you can break out in a couple of days. It says there's a reason it's taken me 3 years to landscape the backyard. Yeah, that's another one of those things where I would just say, here, guys, do it. Throw money at them. Say, here, do it. Landscaping is not my thing. Anything that requires heavy lifting and all that stuff now, man, not for me. Me too. My heart is in it, but my back is out of it. Yeah. Yep. Wilson said, yesterday I ordered 400 strawberry plants. My wife reminded me I'm 71 now. That's a lot of daggum strawberries. That reminds me, let me check something. I took a picture. Oh, this stupid thing. Get out of there. I took a picture yesterday, and I thought I'd emailed it to myself. But I don't think I did. Man, maybe I did. Maybe I just maybe I thought about it. That's probably what happened, because I don't see it over there. But anyway, let's see if I can find it on my phone. Email it to myself real quick. But I took a took a picture of my little tomato plant. If I can find it. Where is it? There it is. Now, I'm pretty sure I sent that to myself, but I'll do it again real quick. Show you all my big tomato plants I got going on out there. Let's see. Okay, we'll try this again. I'm almost positive I sent that yesterday, or else I'm losing my mind, which could be the case. By the way, how many of y'all have signed up to get your monkeypox vaccine? Have y'all jumping on that one? Just wondered if if I should get one or not. Oh man, I tried to warn y'all about this stuff. Probably about last August or September or something like that. I told you it's coming. It's coming. They'll be trying to scare the heck out of us with some kind of crazy pandemic or something. And if monkeypox don't work, there'll be another one right behind it. You can count on it. You can count on it. Gary says negative on the poke. All right. All right. Looks like you rebels. Look at you bunch of rebels out here. You don't get the monkeypox jab. Yeah. Yeah. You can watch them on the mainstream media, boy. It's starting to get, they're winding up on that stuff. They are winding up. But they can all just kiss my, you know what? Won't be no monkeypox, won't be no nothing for this old boy. Let's see if I can get my little mater picture. Clyde says, I planted 2 tomato plants behind the shed. Weeds grow like heck back there. Well, hopefully. There's my little mater plant picture. Let me see if I can save it somewhere where I can. I'll just put it on desktop, I guess. All right, let's see if I can get this. No, I won't ever find it, probably. Yeah, let's see if I can find it. Desktop. There it is. Yeah, I'm going to show off my tomato. Now, I only took a picture of one of them, but they're both about the same size. Now, if you look close, you can see my little mouse here. If you look close, right here beside the arrow, there's a tomato about that big right there. So, and these things, the 2 I have, they're different things. One of them's what is it? Best boy, better boy. And then this one, I can't remember the name of it, but it's different. Both of them are indeterminate, so they should just go crazy. And as long as the heat don't kill them. But yeah, right there, I got a little mater, and that's one more mater than I managed to get last year. So I'm hoping that they'll do something. Maybe they will. Troy says monkeypox. The K is silent. Yeah, you got that right. They know the COVID thing's wearing off, and people aren't buying that load of stuff anymore. So they got to come up with a new one where it wouldn't surprise me if they try to mandate stuff like that, knowing that knucklehead we got in there now. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, my other one is about that same size, and it's got some blooms, but I hadn't seen any little maters pop out, and this one's got some other blooms too. You can't really see them in this picture. That's pretty crummy photography there, Dave. But anyway, hopefully, Clyde says the smallpox vaccine works, so not needed. All right. I don't know about that. Even if that's true, they're still going to want to try to sell you something new or try to scare you into getting you one, or they will conveniently not share that information that the smallpox one works for for the monkeypox. Yeah, Mark said he's not worried about it. I don't know if anybody's worried about it except the media. They're all trying to get everybody worried about it. And from what I've heard, if it's kind of like chicken pox and all that other stuff, that if you do get it, it's really not that big a deal. I mean, you're going to be all bumpy for a while, but I guess, after a few weeks, it's totally gone anyway. It's not like it's going to kill us all off, which is what they really want to do. I think that's why I say you watch. There'll be another one right behind old monkeypox. There will be something else coming. Yeah, this may be the midterm variant that we've all been expecting. Yeah, and they'll be, and like I said, if the monkeypox, if they can't turn that into a pandemic and make it stretch into the general election, there will be another one, guaranteed, come up. You can bank on it. I'm telling you. But hopefully, my hope is that, and I kind of feel like I'm right. I think that a lot of people are like, yeah, y'all tried that, a couple years ago, and wasn't near as bad as, what you thought, and all the information, turns out that a lot of people that, that you counted as a statistic of dying of COVID, didn't die of COVID. They died with COVID, or maybe didn't even have COVID. They just mark it as a COVID death. So I don't know if that, people aren't stupid. You can fool them once, but, well, some of them you can fool 2 or 3 times probably, but not this guy. You didn't even fool me the first time on that one. No jab, no mask, no nothing. I'm still here. Jesse's in the house. Good morning, Jesse. I see you got back from, Nebraska, I think it was, where you went. Glad you made it back all right. I am probably, my time's about up. I am probably going to, since it's going to be rainy today, I'll probably go ahead and try to figure out what video I'm going to do for the next Design Spark thing. I already had some things already kind of planned out. I don't know if I'll go with one of those, or I don't know. I may. I'll have to look and see if I can find something that I haven't shown you before. I know I had somebody want me to show them how to put text on stuff. So whatever I do, if I do one of those other little exercises just for the heck of it, I may show how to put text on it and stuff. So that may be what you see next, I guess. And like I said, any of you guys that are watching these things and following along or something, actively trying to learn this stuff, not just watching because I'm putting out a video, but you guys that really want to learn how to do this stuff, if you've got something that you want to learn and I haven't done it yet, just put it in the comments, because I can show you whatever. I don't really have anything. I was kind of going in that book because I know it has kind of a progression, but it's showing SolidWorks. So I was just kind of following that same thing, but only instead of showing you how to do it in SolidWorks, showing you how to do it in Design Spark. But I can really show anything. But there's a ton of stuff that we hadn't even got to yet. But I might try to throw the text in there on this one, because that might be a good thing, especially if and you could do it for the CNC router or for 3D printing. Now, obviously, Design Spark Mechanical, if you're trying to design something artsy, it's not really going to compete with VCarve Pro or Aspire. So this is not meant to throw that out, because you can't cam with it anyway. You'd have to, even if you do it in Design Spark, you'd have to put it into VCarve Pro or Aspire or whatever you're using and put Toolpaths on. So, I'm not showing you this saying, hey, you don't need this other. You're still going to need that. But if you're 3D printing, that's where this shines. And you could do it on the CNC router on some of this stuff anyway. So, all right. Let's see here. Mark says he's going to be working on computers. All right. Text would be cool, says Troy. All right. Design Spark looks way easier than FreeCAD. I have not even tried to learn anything about FreeCAD. The only thing I've used it for is for that little workaround to get something from some other software to Design Spark. That's all I wanted it for, and that's all I'm using it for. I don't want to try to learn. I really don't like the interface of it too much. It looks a little cheesy, but I guess it works all right. People use it, but I think Design Spark is much more up my alley anyway. So, all right, I got to get out of here. Y'all have a good Thursday. I've got to get out there and move all that stuff back in the garage, because I've got my machine table covered up from where I had to move that stuff out of the way. So I'm going to go out there and straighten that up real quick. Might put my new thing together, and might do another video today. I don't know. Anyway, y'all come back tomorrow. We'll be on number 491, I guess. And everybody have a good Thursday. We'll see y'all.